How's it looking, everybody? This green screen's all fucked up. Tell you that much. Alright, I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay. Ugh. All right. Well, I can live with that level of much green screen showing on screen. Maybe I'll just move myself. I battled to oblivion here. I bastled to oblivion. I did. I could. I need to focus this camera is what I... This is a very low rent stream. I'm just gonna let everybody know right away. Okay, hey, it's in focus. Welcome everybody to the Superbooth extravaganza. I figured that, you know, I should at least make a little bit of like background music. So we're listening to the Grackle, which is the new oscillator from Entropic Loop, which is a whole bunch of fun, and we're gonna definitely explore it on the channel. But right now we're just kind of gonna give us a little bit of like sparkly background music, because I always feel weird if I like start talking about Superbooth stuff and there's no background music. So this will be our little tone of background music. And maybe if we get like really upset by what we see on the internet, we'll come back to the background tone music. Okay, so Superbooth is here. It's happening, baby. Superbooth is a really cool thing. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about it and everything like that, then I don't know. I've been around. I've seen some stuff. I've talked to most of these people at different points in my life that are like on the floor and run all these companies. I've worked at a bunch of different stores. And I feel like I've got a pretty good eye for stuff at Superbooth. And it's a really fun little little thing to just like watch on the internet. It's very overwhelming if you go there. It's very loud. There's a lot of people. Everybody's touching stuff. You're gonna want some hand sanitizer. I always lost my voice, and yeah, man. But anyways, let's take a look at for me at least the headline, I think, because I got a whole bunch of things I'm going to talk about. Look at all these tabs that are open up here. But without a doubt, I think the big kind of like surprise drop this year for me was the hex drums. Stacy, who is Hex Inverter, has been making the Mutant Drum series of modules for like as long as I've known them. And they've been like really super passionate person about kind of like taking the sort of like 808 style of like analog drum, the 808, 909, like these kind of like old drum circuits, and like kind of like sprucing them up a little bit, modernizing them, like making them available. And so like that's what the whole and like kind of pushing them a little bit further, and of course adding his own little flair to them. And that's like what the Mutant drums always were. I always loved them. I always thought the Mutant series was absolutely beautiful. Like just like it all looks good, it all sounds good, it all has great utility. I think it was like the snare drum you can just like run. Was it the snare drum or the clap? One of them just has like a distortion signal you can just run it through and it sounds great. Anyways, so that is essentially what this is. There's even like a little quote down here from Stacy where he's like, our plan was always to use the Mutant drum to, you know, but yeah, those crazy, can I make this bigger? Well, whatever. Those crazy bastards did it. And I'm not going to take too much time to like play. I mean, let's find the codec thing, because yeah, if you're not familiar with codec, here, I think it's just, maybe they just had it on the Sonic State thing. He is that like long-haired fun dude who's always blasting beats on like everything that Erica Synths does. We'll just find out. I just said I'm not going to play too much of it, but it sounds damn good. What's going on here? Sorry, my keyboard is turned off. Bop, 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 bop. Anyways, so they put it in a drum machine. It sounds great. It looks great. I'm just thoroughly impressed by what I'm seeing there. I've not seen a price on this thing yet. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, this is Garrett. He's a little bit awkward. This is the other thing. This is the other thing that I kind of love about Superbooth is like, and you'll see it if you watch. Like I've watched almost all these Sonic State videos. I watched all the videos from the other guy, and like a bunch of cuckoo videos. But anyways, and like read all the articles. I love these people. They're all wonderful people, but sometimes they're so awkward on camera, and there's something absolutely beautiful about that. So let's get up to just the part where like codec just goes off. Is it in this video or am I thinking of a different video? Here it is. I love these little fucking like keyboard buttons. It's like a Nava size box if you ever use a Nava. Sounds fucking big and distorted. I haven't read too much about the manual, but he looks like he's got some kind of like parts and stuff over here. So like you're probably able to bounce around with like a bunch of different parts pretty much on the fly, pretty much real snappy. That's kind of how like Erica, yeah, see, likes to make their stuff. Anyways, it looks fun as hell. Codec makes everything sound good, so we love to see that. Arcane, the question is, how clicky are the keys? Well, I'm sure if you've ever used like they have like a modular drum thing that's like that, and then what was the blue thing that they made that was a drum machine? I feel bad, I can't remember what it's called. Their other drum machine used those same kind of keys, and they were satisfyingly clicky. Like I would say they have some solid like thok to them. You know what I mean? Like probably like a solid mechanical keyboard. They feel good. They get a good, you know. So we love that. So okay. Anyways, also other things that I think were very, very cool here. You're looking at my list. The drum ding, the Vermont drum ding here. So I have yet to see like a great demo of this, other than the guy here. He's just talking about it. So
to 64 steps.
What I've got going on here, what we've got going on here is this bottom part seems to be like just like a straight up sequencer, right? Like solid sequencer. Also great buttons. These are like the Circlon buttons, or is it the Circlon? Like the Prophet 5. The Prophets all use these, and I think the Circlons have, yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's those buttons. Anyways, doesn't matter. This is a sequencer down here. Little badass little sequencer. It's also a sampler, okay? And then up here we've got what appears to be just kind of like a Vermont drum voice, just like a straight up Vermont style, like one of the channels on the DRM. I don't know what they're on now, 4 or 5. But like you see, they got like the whole little like oscillator section, the filter. I'm sure it self resonates. I don't know. I'm like reaching out. I want to touch it. It looks really fun. But you build a little sound up here and then you sample it down into these kits. It looks like it's maybe like 6 sounds and maybe some alternate things. But this is such a fun idea to me. Like, this is such a cool and interesting, because you're getting, like, obviously it's like, okay, well, cool, there's all the analog sound, it's all right up there, and then like we're sampling it on the fly. So like you're making a fully analog kit, but then you have all the advantages of like, okay, well, now that sound is audio. So to me, this idea is really, really cool. And like, you know what I would fucking love to see is like, I would love to see Electron just straight up steal this fucking idea and put it in the Syntact, or just make a new box, put it in like that. If this type of idea was in the Syntact, that shit would be like crazy balls awesome. Like, imagine if like it was just the bottom 4 channels were like the nothing changed. But then you had like sampler machines on the top for the digital, and you could just like make a sound on the analog thing and then just like click a button, sample it up. It's a phenomenal idea. It's such a good idea to me that I'm like, why hasn't anybody done this before? I honestly, like, it seems so simple. It seems really cool. I'm excited to see more of this type of thing come out. And like, honestly, that's Superbooth in a nutshell, baby. Is like weird fucking ideas. There are a lot of them this year. Sometimes you get to see them, sometimes things get exciting, sometimes things like you see at Superbooth and then like fucking fizzle into nothing and you'll never hear about them, never see them again. And sometimes they release and just no one cares. It's really funny. But anyways, this is the thing I think looks cool. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay. So then here's I think maybe we'll front load with the hot takes. Here's maybe one of my things that I'm starting to get a little bit. Here, let's just go to their website, okay? The Phase 8, the Korg Phase 8, right? This thing has been like 3 years now since they like brought it out and they were like, this is what we're doing, check it out. And like, I gotta be honest, like the whole idea of this, because like this is the guy from Korg who I believe like Tats or whatever he goes by. I believe that he did like a bunch of the Volca stuff, like a bunch of the Volca design. Yeah. So these guys have been like making this thing, and I've been like really kind of like excited to see what happens with this whole thing, because they're doing this whole Korg Berlin thing, which like, here, let's go check it out. And so I'm not gonna lie, I started to get skeptical when they started being like, hey, check it out, we got the merch. And we're like doing this whole design thing where we're like making our office, and like here are all the schematics to like the weird junk we built. And it's like, okay, all right, cool. And like, I'm kind of like, all right, this is sick, you know, this is a fun idea, like to like make a studio, kind of like, I don't know, let these guys like go wild and everything. Right? Like I love the idea, and I love the look of what they got here, and like what all is, you know, they're like, oh, acoustic synthesis, we got these resonators, and I'm like, okay, all right, cool. And it's like a year goes by, another year goes by, and now they're showed up here at this Superbooth, and they're like, we're ready. This is like this is going to be our product, you know, like we're almost done. I'll find a video. And they put out like 2-minute long videos, like official, you know, like, yeah, here's a 20-second video. We gotta watch the commercials. I'm not fucking paying for YouTube ad free, okay? All right. right? So it's kind of cool, right? I'm intrigued, right? But that's like all they've given us is like 20 seconds. And I'm starting to be kind of like, all right, I don't, what does this thing do? Like, what is it actually like? You know, because it sounds the same. I've from 2 years ago, it sounds the same. And like the sounds that are coming out of it, I'm like, okay, this is unique. This is nifty. So here it is. Here's from 11 months ago, you know, and he's like, okay,
so we can basically, we basically
it's cool.
have a
It's
VCA on the
resonators.
output.
Yeah. Now play it. And like,
What you can do is, because they are actually physically resonating, you can manipulate the way they sound by touching them, for example.
and like, okay, this is cool. And I'm like, all right, this is sick here. But now they're like 3 years in, and they're like, all right, we're trying really hard to make sure that it's going to be under $1,000 is what I heard. And I'm like, geez, okay, I think this is maybe just not for me. Like, I guess all excitement is, I'm kind of like, oh man, I don't know if I would pay like $1,000. And then so, like the first thing that the Sonic State dude said this year was like, how's it doing with the dirt and the dust? And like, I was like, oh man, that's a really good point. Like this whole, everything that's going on here is like going to be incredibly delicate. So I'm kind of like sitting here and I'm like, damn, dude, I was really excited for this thing, but now that I've like looked at it and seen it, and yeah, Mr. Bird, it looks like it did not really truly evolve. You know, and it's got like a pretty, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It looks cool. I think it was interesting. And yeah, I gloss transfer. I think you're spot on. It's like, it seems like something I would really like to borrow for 2 weeks. And I don't know. They're like 3 years deep. I guess they're 3 years deep on this thing. And I'm kind of like, okay, I feel like I've seen other places with a lot other, how do I say this? I feel like I've seen other outfits with less people and less resources make more significant things in the last 3 years. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being negative and mean at that point. But yeah, I guess Korg Phase 8, I'm still excited to see what it all ends up being and how like the community pushes these things, because truly like the person who did the design and stuff, the Tats person, they're the person who did the Volca stuff, I believe. And the Volcas for Korg were probably the biggest hit they've had in ages. And I love the Volca series. They're great. They're hackable. I think, like somebody asked me like 3 weeks ago, who's like, has no synth stuff. And they were like, I want to like play around and like make like, do something with like, I don't know, just like electronic music things, but I want like a box. And I'm like, oh, just get a Volca. Just like here, there's like 12 of them, choose. I don't know. So when I heard that they were gonna like let that person just like go wild, I was like, cool. So I don't know. I've been watching this project. I've been excited. I feel like is how I feel. But I just gotta be honest. And that's another thing too, is like, I don't know, with instrument design and stuff like that, like the time that you spend developing is important. Like what all you, I don't know, it's very hard. Like I think of, for instance, what was that fake 101, like the all black SH101 thing? Did that ever ship? It's like a SH101 but black. God, I feel so bad. But like this person came and showed up at it was like a Kickstarter thing. Okay, it was a SH101 black Kickstarter. Oh my God, if somebody knows what it is, SBO1, is this it? So like, oh geez, oh man, 202 backers pledged a lot of money. Last update May 7th, and if it's not like, what, the Space Bee, yeah, so these still aren't shipping is what I'm seeing. Are they at Superbooth this year? Oh no, they were at Superbooth this year. Ooh, see, that's bad, because like I feel like they still are not shipping yet. Anyways, these guys have been... What is that sound? I've got some like weird... Like, I know what that sound is, but... Okay, weird. Anyways, sorry, there was like some weird electrical zippy sounds. From Bab. Hey, yo! What's going on? Babtastic. Babbing it up. Ask me about that in the Discord. But yeah, anyways. This thing we saw, and it's a lot of money, and I'm not sure if it ever really delivered. These guys showed up at Perfect Circuit too, and they were like, hey, we're gonna sell you this thing. You know, I just like, I don't know. I think it's been quite a bit of time. So anyways, I guess what I'm saying is like, there was a lot of excitement about that thing too. It was like, oh, this is really cool. It's like battery powered. It looks hot as hell. And like it's $177,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. You know, but like, if it takes you 4 years to make it happen, I mean, that's maybe not so much money if it's split across, you know, like 5 people and you're building all this stuff. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I guess the moral of the story is here, be kind of like IntelliGel here, who showed up with nothing but net, in my opinion. Here, oh my gosh. So they had a couple of things here. Let's see if it doesn't link in the thing. Okay, so swells, I was actually, so this is a new reverb, but I was kind of like, oh cool, whatever, another reverb. But then I realized how many modular little, you know, controls we got here, and oh buddy, I started to get a little bit excited. And then he pointed out the fact that there is there's an envelope follower down here, and all of the envelope follower voltage like goings-ons are immediately normaled to these attenuverters up at the top. So no matter what's going on, you got envelope follower voltage, you can tune it in, you can dial it in right here, or you can patch all of your other voltage. I've been saying this forever and ever, and I will keep saying it forever and ever. If you have attenuverters on your modules, I think there needs to be some sort of like normaling to some sort of fun modulation, so you can just turn them and get them rocking. What's going on, JB? And so yeah, also I don't know if I can just dial in a part where he starts playing the swells, but it sounded very good. IntelliGel.
Yeah, very.
Oh, what did I do?
Very cool. I knew that if IntelliGel were going to do.
So I don't know, like I listened to this whole thing. We're not gonna sit here and watch like the whole 5-minute video, but what I was getting from this was there's a lot of different like reverb flavors in here. They're pretty okay, cool. Oh well, whatever. They're embracing a lot of like the digital flavors and stuff, and they got a lot of cool modulation in there. So I really like that. I think it looks good. I think it looks great. The case is also new. They said it's a little bit lighter. I think you can move the 1U wherever, however. They got a couple of these other like little modules that I think were some fun utilities and stuff. The multigrain I think was already kind of came out. But again, then the thing that I think is gonna be a real, I think this is gonna slap. This new mixer looks really insanely good. I think Perfect Circuit got some better pictures of it. But so yeah, there's look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at how nasty this panel looks. Look at all the fucking finger goop. Scoops, I think is the new one. Yeah, okay, here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. The jelly mix here. So can I look at this thing? Looking pretty good. Man, also, I'm not sure if it's just the lighting and the shadows, but also, is this goop? Is this finger gunk? Oh, I don't like that. So here's what we have immediately learned, I hope, from Superbooth. This is what the IntelliGel team is saying, is our vibe is really, really cool with the like the silver and white back plates, and the Cascadia's got the kind of gray, but maybe for this mixer we should do black. But anyways, it's 5 stereo channels, 2 aux outputs that of course, you know, you've got sends, and then I'm seeing external A, external B, so I'm just assuming those are the returns, because I don't see control for those anywhere, so I'm assuming that that's just like what that is. But then the other thing I think is interesting is each channel has its own tilt filter, which it looks like can also be like a low pass. And then you can also send to what appears to be like a main filter for the output there. So that's pretty sick. And I heard in the interview that I think they're trying to hit under 650 is what D'Angelo said. So yeah, IntelliGel showed up, fucking nothing but hella gear. I love that. I'm always a fan. Where did my little sounds go? Well, whatever. Oh, you know, that's what that electronic zipping was. It was the batteries dying. I was like, what is that electric zipping? Okay. It's probably what that popping was earlier too. Anyways, so gotta crack a seltzer. Yeah, I love the Bastel Bestie. While we're on the topic of mixers, Bastel Bestie is my mixer of choice right now. But I gotta say, I wouldn't mind having one of these as like, because I've been wanting to get like a sub mixer for like my table, which is essentially what I use the Bestie for. But I kind of I'm in this phase where like I want something a little bit bigger. I want to get a couple of like rack pieces. Like I really want a JV 2080, which has I think like 3 stereo pairs. And if I get something like that, then I either have to run like 3 freaking like long cables into the Bestie, which I mean, like, it's fine, I guess, but then it's just like, whatever. I'd have to get those cables. But if I had something like this, which is even more expensive and stupid than like a couple of fucking cables, but you could sit it on your desk, you could mix in like a whole, multi-timbre thing. Anyways, I'm getting way too extra, but this is pretty cool. I'm into it. I like it. This guy, the Future Sound Systems, a few people in my Discord were actually like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I was like, yeah, I love the color. But
here, well, ins and outs, and then
let's just get to the part where he starts playing, because that is what he gets this little arpeggio pattern going, and then he starts like messing with the little joystick thing.
Thank you so much. This is a
Thank you. And that's when I started to realize that, like, oh wait, the oscillators and everything that's going on here, there's like a little bit more freaky shit.
So doing some very strange things with
So I believe also, if you're not familiar with Future Sound Systems, they did like the reissue of the Gristleizer and a couple of other things. So they're pretty into freak circuits. And so this is kind of like a whole synth that they made that's like freak synth.
up. And then got this little joystick controller here to modulate the two CFGs. So as I'm wiggling the joystick around, we're just changing the decay amounts.
Oh,
And
very
then
nice.
can kind of come in and start playing around with the filter.
I don't know, I'm very into the sounds that are coming out of this thing right now.
Wow.
Completely blows.
Resonance folder.
Yeah. So it's a Lockhart folder in the resonance path, which it doesn't necessarily do what you would expect it to do, but it just gives you this.
Wow.
Which is, I think, essentially a patch that I really like to do, which is put a square wave from your oscillator if you have the ability to like attenuate, and then go square wave, attenuator into your filter resonance, and then you get this like audio rate filter resonance, like, and oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, so give that one a try, and that's essentially what I think they're doing here, because it sounds very similar.
Really squeal. Wave folder on the input. So that's our kind of more drier oscillator sound. We can start.
Anyways, so yeah, this thing looks really cool. Love a pin matrix. He explains earlier that the pin matrix is really set up too to be like very immediate and like give you like super quick access to like the modulations that are going to make this thing sound good, which that's how a pin matrix should be. Like it should almost be like, it's usually a lot of stuff, but it should be kind of like the curated, like, here are the pop, like you're gonna have a hard time not hitting the battleship. So this thing sounds cool. Future Sound Systems, generally cool stuff. Anyways, that'll be our default screen. Okay. All right. So now I got to clown on what's his face a little bit here. Okay. No, I'm going to be nice. No, I'm going to be a little mean. Okay. So I thought this video was really funny. This is another thing. Here's another instance of like, announce a thing, get everybody excited, and then like, what happened? And like, I don't know, like, tell me I'm wrong here, chat, but like, wait, what does it say? Novak says the oscillators from the CIRC are based on the FSS recombination engine. Okay, so that's sick, because the recombination engine is like very cool. Here, let's pull it up. It's like this big stink, and we had one of these bad boys in the rack at Perfect Circuit, or what was it? Maybe it wasn't the OS2. Maybe it was the first one. But yeah, I believe that it's like, yeah, it's like a 3 oscillator bank of linked. Wait, here, let's just read. Novel wave splicing technique. Oh wait, so this is actually, somebody else was talking about this. So like the oscillator is built around the new ultimate tracking linearity across the feature spectrum. The OS2 employs 3 VCOs and a master positive, master negative arrangement, the output of which is found at the glue section. Okay, this is pretty insane. So I'm imagining, yeah. So you've got 2 oscillators here that are like dedicated to making either the positive or negative, and then the wave splicing oscillator like stinks them together. This is probably a drastic oversimplification of the of what's actually going on, but that's kind of what I'm reading. And then probably you get a lot of control over how you splice them together and like which way. Somebody else was talking about wave splicing in a video I was watching earlier. So essentially wave splicing is like taking like the maybe we'll find the video, we'll go back and we'll watch it, because I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and then he was doing stuff and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So it's doubly interesting that the thing that I was like, oh, this sounds really good, I like the hell out of this, is actually based on the same technology. That's just me being a synth nerd. So let's keep going. Oh yeah, okay, so I was gonna be a little bit mean. So another instance of the technology thing that I was talking about, where TipTop made this whole art system. Oh, excuse me, I shouldn't be drinking seltzer and then trying to talk so much, but whatever. So they were like, hey, we're going to make this whole art system. And they were kind of like, I don't know if what I remember, because I think I still worked at Perfect Circuit when they first announced it, but they were like, here's our art thing. DPW Designs wave splicing does it pretty differently. Okay, so not the same technology. Okay, so those are the people I was thinking of. And I watched that video. So we'll go take a look at it. But it's different. It's different. We have to know. But TipTop came out and they were like, hey, we've got this art thing. It's going to like revolutionize. It uses USB-C. We're going to be able to do all of this polyphonic stuff. They were like, it's better than MIDI. And like, they said all this, and everybody was like, well, okay, but what is it? Like, and are other people going to be able to use it? And like, how does it work? And they were kind of like, just hold up. Like, we'll let you know. And, you know, it's TipTop. So we're like, okay, cool. Well, I guess we'll see. And yeah, they're pushing it pretty hard with the USB-C. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, is like, okay, this video is really dark. So like maybe it's not really, you can't really see it, but all these like black cables are these USB-C cables, which I don't really like have a problem with, I guess, but if we're doing this much connection of these USB-C cables and it's all these like modules and everything, then like, why don't they just, why isn't there some sort of like, I'd rather just connect that in the back. You know what I mean? But then they're like, well, you can change the connections and everything. And it's like, well, okay, well, I don't know. It just doesn't really feel like the Eurorack format anymore at this point, but whatever. And then, okay, so here, what did I timestamp it at? So then, I mean, I watched this whole video and he's like, kind of like, I can't remember TipTop guy's name. Gosh, I feel bad. He's going to tell me. It's right here. Gear. Wait. This is Gear. And the Erica synth guy, I think his name is Gertz. I forget. Oh man, I feel so bad. I forgot. Oh, I think I fucked up their names. Anyways, so this is Gear. Anyway, so he's talking about the art thing, and he's like, I don't know, just like the whole time he's like, it's so good, it's so great, so good. You're gonna love it. It's like the fastest. What this, that, or the other thing. And like the whole time I was kind of like, it sounds like you're just saying stuff, man. And then we got to this part, which, hold on, we're gonna break this down.
I made it in the, I think 79.
No, so he says he's talking about his filter module, and he's like, it's
and the synthesizer.
No. We'll let him say the whole thing, because he fucking puts his foot in his mouth.
This leads us to the next thing, and the next thing is the multipus filter. This is this guy over here. And this is a recreation.
Look at all these USB-C ports up here. I don't know. That doesn't look fun to me.
The filter of the OBX.
Okay, so it's a recreation of the filter in the OBX.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And not the OBX-A,
Not the OBX-A,
the OBX.
the OBX. A very
it's a far
important
rare
distinction.
filter, and it's
Is it? I mean, like, I know that, like, the OBX they made, and then they streamlined the process. The OBX-A was kind of like but I was not under the impression that the OBX's filter was, like, more desirable. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Sure. We'll say that it is.
And it's also the same filter as in the SEM.
No, it isn't. What are you talking about?
You know, which was, I think the SEM was the first polyphonic synth.
No, it wasn't. What are you talking about? All right, so wait, no.
You know, which was, I think the SEM was the first polyphonic synth ever made. You know, Tom Oberheim made it in the, I think, 79.
No. The OBX came out in 79. The first polyphonic synth was the Prophet 5. The OBX was a direct response to that. The SEM came out ages before that and has a state variable filter. So at this point, I'm sorry, he's just like entirely put his foot in his mouth. The OBX has a low pass filter, I think a 12 decibel, a 2-pole, or maybe it's a 4-pole. I don't know. Let's look it up. I could be wrong. OBX Oberheim. I Googled it earlier. 12 decibel low pass filter. The SEM, I am 100% positive, has a 12 decibel state variable filter. Wait, that's not the thing. I could be wrong though. I always love to know when I'm wrong. 12 decibel octave filter. I could be wrong. The new SEM. I might be wrong about this. Hold on. Did I just put my foot in my mouth? Well, I will eat my whole foot respectfully. But I thought this was a state variable filter. No, okay, there it is. I'm wrong. I got all. No. 2-pole multi-mode filter. God damn it, I'm right. Anyways, so okay. I trusted myself and I was right. Anyways, so I just like yeah. Anyways, you could say, oh, whoop, I didn't mean to fucking do that. Anyways, you could make the argument that with the synthesizer expander module and blah, 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 that was a polyphonic synthesizer, but no. And I don't know what you're talking about. So be more clear, because once again, I don't know what the hell is in the art thing. So I don't know what's going on there. And I definitely don't know what is in the filter that you just described to me, right? And so at all this point, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe it sounds great. Maybe I'm being negative and like.
Another thing I can do is we have kind
Play
of like
the synth.
That's lovely.
And it does sound all right. I'm like, okay, that sounds good.
Beautiful.
Is that the Vortex still?
No, that's the Tri-X 8.
That's okay.
Yeah, the Tri-X 8
Yes.
has 16 analog oscillators.
All right, so like that better sound good. But then I'm like, okay, what is the Tri-X 8 TipTop audio? Is it available? What does it cost? And I think this is the one that costs like $900. I could be wrong. Anyways, no, it doesn't look like it's available. It's not on their list. Art educational page, modules, details. Oh man. Octopus. I hate what's going on here. Vortex 6. Octopass, Octo stages. Okay, we're looking at all of them. Octo IO. Okay, the analog bundle. Okay, so you get this thing is $949. This thing is $999. I feel like some of the bigger modules were way more expensive, and that's where you were like, oh geez. But these aren't the art ones because these don't have the USB things. Whatever. Anyways, this whole format, this whole thing, I was like, oh man, I don't like this. And if the goal is to get, literally after watching this video, I was like, if the goal is to get polyphonic stuff in Eurorack, then why don't you just go get the knobula thing? And then like the next video was a new knobula synth module, which I was like, oh shit. So I gotta be truthful and honest. Knobula, I do not like the design of their modules. This sort of like, hey, we outlined the whatever for you and everything. I was like, ugh, I don't like that. But now I have used their kick drum module, their reverb module, and the original polycinematic. And the polycinematic was phenomenal. I love it. I really, really like the polycinematic oscillator. Hold on, I'm gonna move this here so I can see the chat. Anyways, okay. Thank you, PK, for telling me. Well, we're gonna set the record. Erica Synth's guy, his name is Gertz with Gert. Gertz. And the TipTop guy is Gert. And I mixed those names up. So that's my bad. Anyways, the polycinematic, if you were like, yo, I want a big stack of fucking synth sounds in my Eurorack, the polycinematic has been the way to go and continues
to the OBX 8
to be the way to go. Now, this, I won't play this whole video, but maybe this is one that you would go and watch. This guy just straight up is like, hey, yeah, we got all these different sounds. We got all these different models from all these different synths. And then he just starts ripping them and they all sound really good.
So it has a really rich sound. The more notes you play, the more intermodulation you get because each voice has got its own.
And see see what's going on here? How this is just one module. And there's, I think it's like 6 voices, maybe more. 8 voice polyphony, MIDI control, versatile sound, 16 oscillator modes, 6 filter types. It's all in there. He's looking good.
So yeah, then this one.
Okay, wait. Mr. Bird. I'm calling you Mr. Bird because I can't call you what kind of bird that is displaying on my screen. Okay, I was struggling to understand what TipTop ART is. No docs to be found. At some point I remember seeing they did analog over USB-C and a digital interface over patch cables. Is that what it is? Because, yeah, that would make even less because they were using like patch cables for something, and I do remember that was a question too. It was like, well, what if I plug a regular module into this? Like, is it going to work? And they were like, oh yeah, totally, yeah. Which I think was part of the concern of like, if I invest in this modular system, am I only going to be able to use these modules? Which I'm not sure how that ever panned out. Anyways, I always think it's great when people try new things, and I do think that like the Vermont thing, like there are new ideas to be had that can be exciting and fun, and like the M8 and like there are also simple ideas like the fucking IntelliGel mixer, and this module that we're looking at right here. Someone was like, hey, let's just make like, I want all of the polyphonics, but I want it in a module that I can just like,
the ensemble, which is based on the Selena string synth chorus, so it's a 3-phase chorus.
listen to this one. This one sounds
Really
rich.
kind of cheesy.
I like it. I love that. I love that. That and like the RS9 style, which is like the Roland. It's just a ripoff of the Saturn, I believe. This is just like their string synth. I think they're like divide down. Honestly, I could be wrong, but I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to those old guys. But those still like old string synths. I love them. I think they sound great. Which reminds me of, and means that we will have to go and take a look at my other favorite polyphonic method in Eurorack. One of my favorite oscillators of all time, the chainsaw, is getting an update. I didn't see any videos on this. Acid Rain, they are incredibly fun. And they see these this is what I'm talking about when I'm like, oh yeah, they make really, really fun, really playable, performative stuff. They're like simple, not necessarily simple ideas, but like their performer module with like the LFOs and stuff is like, once you kind of like get the language of how to use that thing and how to like sequence it's like the massive performer section. It's so much fun. Anyways, so they got a new chainsaw. They're calling it the ripsaw. It's 4 stacks of super saws, and I believe, some extra controls, and a quantizer built in, which it's for like an extra 2 HP. So hell yeah, dude. Yeah, the chainsaw is fantastic. I didn't see anything. Oh yeah. And then I guess the ripsaw is going to be built on a hardware platform. So maybe new firmwares may be available soon. We can cruise through the perfect circuit list here. They had a man on the ground, Eldar, who's insane. This is the thing. I'm so upset. I have not seen anybody fucking I didn't see anything about this yet. I need to see anybody who is there. You have to tell me. So this is ADDAC. This is a servo motor. So there's a wire going through here. Let me this thing spins a little jack. Like, it's a little wire, and it's like, yeah, that'll spin. So you have control over. Show me all the pictures, ADDAC. See, you could just like connect it to a knob and then you can spin the knob with CV. And I'm like, what? They're crazy, man. They're cracked. They were like taking a big bong rip, and they were like, oh bro, what if it fucking oh man, it's so funny. You got to read the paper on the user's guide too, because they're like, oh, okay, so we can sell you a longer cable, but like you don't get as much spin, and we use good quality servos, but like you might need to replace them. Controlling non-Eurorack hardware. Hey, wait a minute, that's a really good idea. That's a really a good idea. You could get like a few of those things, because you know what's hilarious is they're like not even that expensive. 120 euros, and it comes with the thing. You could like control the shit out of a little Volca, or oh my god, the little castles. Oh man, I kind of want to buy some now. I really kind of want to get one and just be like, just evilly stupid with it. Oh man, absolutely silly. See, this is what I'm talking about, where it's like, this is the joy of Superbooth, is like everybody kind of comes together and they're like, check out my crazy idea. It's like a Pokemon battle. And sometimes the crazy ideas are absolutely delightful. And I feel like this year we've gotten a lot of pretty delightful ones. So yeah. There's been a lot of Eurorack stuff popping off here. You know, I don't know. It's just a lot of Eurorack. What the hell is that? The people who are at, what is this? Oh wait, I saw this thing. It's like a video game thing. Oh man, we're just scrolling. This thing looks pretty funny too. It's like a drum machine sampler, but it's like the sequencer goes around the device. Pretty fun. Kind of reminds me of like a Mortal Kombat cage type thing, you know, like but like this could be super fun if you were like, you know, had like a table or something, or I don't know. Bafaco. Man, Bafaco, I like their stuff, but it feels very cluttered to me. Very cluttered to me. I had a train wreck of a Sonic State video. Wait, what had a train wreck of a Sonic State video? This thing? Ooh, should we watch it? Should we get a little bit of cringe? A twinge of cringe, as that YouTuber says. Who says that? I think that's I want to say it's let's take a look. What is that thing called? We'll just find it. Oh, I want to watch this too. Some of this stuff I haven't even seen before, so you guys will just watch it with me. Verbose made their voltage multi-stage longer, which, I mean, like, okay, cool. Oh, here's the splice thing too. We'll watch. Oh, okay, they're right on over top of each other. So we'll open this in a new tab, and we'll immediately go back here. Mosaic drum machine. Oh, and
Beatbox, and this is Mosaic, our drum machine. We're focusing purely on live stage performance, and everything is organized in a way that you can perform on stage. So you can pre-listen everything on your headphones, can load samples in here, get some beat going really fast. Get the next
wait,
sample in.
is it going all the way around? Oh, those keys look kind of fun though. Like they look like they squish.
From zero, so no preparation, like starting from scratch.
Yeah, okay. It's a little groove box.
So these are samples or are they generated?
Yeah, we're using samples.
This is also like, yeah, see, okay, all right. I totally feel this guy. I'm not gonna watch him train wreck, because like I totally feel this, and this is like I mean, honestly, this is half of the reason why I like do YouTube stuff, is because at some point in probably NAMM 2016, after and you know what's funny is Ed, I think they said Ed is normally the guy who does videos for Sonic Stick. I think he works at Somebody's cranking their hog out there. I think they said that he went to work at Schneider's or something like that. Anyways, but like, he's the guy with the camera for Sonic State for many years. It would like come up to you and be like, "Hey, tell me about something." And actually, I remember the exact moment is because I was working for Black Market Modular, which was distributing hex inverter stuff. So I was at NAMM and I was demoing, I think the Mutant Machine and the Mutant Hot Glue had just come out. And Stacy, God bless him, was like, here, I've got the modules. Here they are. Put them in the case. And I was like, sick, cool. Like, how do they work? What do they do? And I said that as I was screwing them in, and I turned around and he was gone. he was gone. And so I was like, damn. Oh, well, I guess I'm just going to demo them. And so like, I knew the hot glue was like a mixer, like compressor thing. And I knew the Mutant Machine was like a multi percussion voice. And I gave like 3 of the worst demos ever. Or just like on the spot of just being like, yeah, so like, it makes this sound. And like, oh man, I know they don't exist on the internet, but, I know there's a few of the reverb ones that the reverb people did, but I wonder if we go to Sonic State and we go take a look for NAMM 20. Is it 20? Let's take a look at 2017. Let's see what happens. The Morphogene. First look. Noise engineering. We have come a long way as an industry, I will say. All right. We look a lot less tired. we look a lot better as an industry. Man, look at all this stuff though that was going on. Oh man, Frap Tools. It was the first time that Frap Tools thing came out. You know what else was the first time we saw it? 2017, the Digitact, baby. Or not, wait. Oh. VCNO. Wait, no. Maybe it was 2016. And it must have been. Because I didn't demo those ones. What would it be? Or no, not Dreadbox. Did I think they might have gotten Stacy to come back and do it. I hope so. Oh, geez.
What's up? I'm Travis Barker.
Oh, what's up? I'm Travis Barker. Look at this old school logo. Oh, good. Thank God they got Stacy to come back and do it. It's probably because I did such a bad job. Let's see if I make a cameo. No? Okay, it's all just stiff. Okay, good. Wait, is that me back there? Huh? No. Oh, we may never know. Oh, thank God. As long as I'm not in there. Whew, okay, but anyways, that little sidebar was to say it is not easy to be on the floor and like give a demo like whoa, like, you know, sometimes you just got done like throwing down a freaking vegan falafel. Sometimes you just like, in the case of NAMM, you know, downed like 4 Coors Lights as fast as you could because that place is hell. But anyways, let's listen to this guy explain wave splicing real fast, and then we're gonna listen to Walker tell us about polymaths because I haven't heard about it yet.
All that in there. So what it is, it's made, let's see, wave splicing simple. I've been going on about doing that with my Zero module and my Switch module for, I don't know, 5-6 years, but it involves a lot of patching.
What do you mean by wave splicing exactly?
Well, wave splicing is
This guy looks like he would do this.
When you with the switch cut from one wave to another wave, and you can do it really fast. You can go up to high audio rate, and you don't get any clicks.
Okay.
And the question I often get is if it's looking for zero crossings, but it's not, because two waves may never cross zero at the same time. So it's looking for when two waves have the same voltage.
Okay.
And then I switch super fast.
So okay, so like if you could think about that on like an oscillator thing, you know, like when two waves have the same voltage, it's gonna like snap between them. But like inherently, like even if they have the same voltage, like the direction or like the character of like where that voltage is in the phase or the cycle is gonna be totally different than the other one. So like cutting back and forth, you're basically like splicing two waves together, but like I'm sure that there's more going on, but like I'm very curious, and if the FSS Recombinator is doing it, that I kind of know what it sounds like, and it's badass. But like I kind of wonder how far you could push the idea, and like how complex of waves you could do it. He does some cool stuff here where like or he's like doing it to the break.
Mainly just a lot of clicking. And if I switch the intelligence on again, that just goes away. Right. So what you can do with this, and then you can also go, let's see. I also introduced, so you can divide the switching by 2 or...
Anyways, looks like a cool little fun little utility module. I'm into that thing. Video audio's echoing. Is it? Oh, it's probably because my headphones are too loud. This is probably what was going on. I was just like, it was probably picking it up. I just got like this. Okie doke. Yeah, fucking blowing my ears out. Anyways, okay. Let's see what's going on with polymaths, because polymoths. Because I saw that this was a thing, and then I was like, all right.
We've been working on this for a little while now, and we've already released the first couple modules in the system, the multi-mod from earlier this year, as well as the jumbler, which we just released last week.
That's right, yeah.
And we're talking about the polymath today because it's got some ways we can sort of introduce some of the concepts of the universal synthesizer system that are going to continue through the modules that we bring out in the coming months and years. So
looks very cool. I'm into it.
On a new kind of system as such, is that right?
Yeah. So the new universal synthesizer system is it's a new analog approach to multi-voice or multi-channel electronic instrument, and the guiding kind of idea is from one comes many. So the idea of taking one gesture.
This is sometimes Make Noise. I feel like they miss the mark, but the thing that I will always appreciate about Walker is that he is so poetic. And it's just, I love it. Very big fan of Walker. He's a wonderful guy too. He is just as nice and personable and smiling in person as he is like on all the videos. He's an absolute wonderful person.
One control signal and sending it out so you have many different things happening from that one simple motion. And there's a few different ways we do that. With the polymaths, we're going to talk about the activate, span, channel index, and spread. A couple of these concepts already exist.
You can also tell that he is a fucking pro at doing this. I mean, listen to him, like no stutters, just like ba 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 ba. You know, like you gotta appreciate he's a pro.
On the multi-mod, channel index and spread, they exist in a different way here on the polymaths, and we'll talk a little about how that actually works. So
should we think about this polymaths as like taking the original maths, which we're all very familiar with, and you've added new elements to it, or is it a
complete redesign, or?
That's a good question. And well, I'll say that to sort of give it a general identity, it's an 8-channel function generator, whereas the original Maths was a 2-channel function generator with some other kind of circuits mixed in with it.
Yeah.
This one takes the basic idea of the triggered function from the Maths, and it builds on that and then expands it out to 8 channels. So I'll show you real quick.
Show me.
If we simplify this a little bit, I'll go ahead and point my channel at channel 4 here, and I'm going to send a gate from my press point to activate, and that will generate some functions at the channel 4 output. Let me turn this up a little bit.
How does he know he's pointing? Oh, well, I guess
This
it's
will be
the
familiar
color,
to
the light.
anybody who's used the original Maths. We hear that it's generating a rise and fall envelope with variable rise and fall time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it has a variable curve as well. Let me actually, oh, here we go, yes. We also have a strength control like the channel output controls on the original Maths. And so here, now we're getting a little more heat out of that channel there. So we got the rise and fall time. We can turn the rise up and down, the fall up and down. We also now have an oscillation section that allows this simple envelope to become more complex. So if I turn the oscillations on here, it seems like it's got quiet again. I need to turn up my... Now we have an oscillation that's mixed in with that simple shape, right? So we have something that has multiple components to it, and I can change the rate of that oscillation.
Oh.
Almost like bouncing ball, like just immediate bouncing ball.
Kind of envelope shape.
Well, what's happening really is that your basic function, the rise and fall function, is kind of enveloping this oscillation that can be a sawtooth or up into a triangle or even over into a ramplet. And
okay, and can all of those go into audio rate?
The overall length of the function so that it has several oscillations will happen within a single function to create a more complex function.
Wow.
And then we have 8 channels that all do this same thing. And of course, one question that leads to is how do you control 8 channels with one set of controls, right?
Oh, I can already see how it goes.
Control this in, and I'll turn up some of the other things so we can hear them. The channel index mode, which is the default, whenever we point the span control at a channel, it'll go ahead and generate those functions. As soon as the span control.
Oh, that's really cool. So like you don't even need to be triggering it. You could just kind of like open the window and it's going to start letting them through. That's really nifty. All right, okay. This looks really fun.
Span control to scan through them. We can also use CV, such as this pressure output.
Oh shit. Okay. Even more fun. Are those two linked together?
We can also cycle these functions. We press the cycle button, we can go into some.
Holy schmoly.
So we have a cycle there.
It's like a Just Friends on crack.
And we have a separate mode called round, wherein each new gate to the activate.
Oh, please tell me it just steps through.
Each new gate will generate a function on the next channel along.
Oh, that's really fun.
Okay.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Use the span control to create different patterns of how far it jumps from one
Oh,
channel.
hell yeah. Oh, that's so much fun. Is there some output on this thing though? I'm not seeing. Am I missing it? Is there some output somewhere?
Looks like you've got 2 here working together.
Yes, I'm glad you noticed that. So the channel
16 outputs here.
the channel index that we have is also generated as a signal that can tell a polymath
Okay, well, it's probably what their
or
output's up
future
on the top.
Universal synthesizer modules which channel to activate at the same time. So let's turn this down a little bit here. So you can see that this one, of course.
Okay, I think I've got kind of the gist here. Sorry, this is one of the things I was most excited about. Still echoey. Linked. He explains it later. What's echoing? What could be echoing?
Same set of channels that the other one's
That's
generating.
probably.
And if I drop this down and turn this one up, we'll hear we're monitoring this one directly. It's just making some clicks right now, right? Because it's generating envelopes. We listen to those directly. We just hear some clicks. We can bring in those oscillations to hear something that gives us some sound. Actually, on the other side of the oscillations, though,
I saw what was creating
we have
the
oscillations that
echo.
Can be sequenced per octave. So we generate several functions and they can overlap, so that you have, maybe up to 8 different voices playing on different notes here, and they're subject to the same controls. It can change the shape from saw to triangle to ramp.
Fantastic.
There shouldn't be any
One thing
more
I didn't really cover
echo
yet was
now, right?
Spread, which is a control that allows all the channels to
Okay.
have
Sorry for that.
parameter
I think that
values.
somehow my
So if I
my screen capture audio got turned on, and yeah, so whatever. Well, we got it worked out, I believe. So yeah, I was just sending two of the same. Anyways, okay, so this is incredibly cool and fun. When I checked their website, I didn't see sounds unfound. I didn't see it yet. Yeah. Are these are in alphabetical order. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it yet on their website, so I'm guessing that it's not like fully out. But that's pretty cool. I think I don't know. I think Make Noises had an interesting run here for a little bit. They had a lot of trouble getting did they just I was going to say, like, the X-Pan and those things over COVID, they could not make these friggin' modules. Is the QMMG just in production now? What? They're just doing it again in 2024. Anyways, QMMG's cool. Sounds great. Not worth $1,500 or whatever people are charging for it these days. Okay. We can still there's still a little bit more fun, cool stuff here to show that I thought was really interesting. So first of all, this is like Soma's new instruments. I love this video. Soma's new instruments, right? And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Let's see Soma's new instruments. And then, wait, 841, right? So it's not new instruments. It's just these guys jamming. They do a really cool jam. He shows off the thing here, right? And so I'm like watching this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a cool jam and everything. And then, okay, wait, you see it. Just wait. It's like, bam. This person's an alien. They're in fucking alien drag. Just chilling. Doing the thing. And I'm like, that's incredible. How did you not just stop this performance and be like, wait, stop. Hold the phone. We got to know what's going on over here. I would have just immediately gone over and plugged into this and been like, tell me what's going on. I need to know your story. How did you get here? Where are you going after? Can I come with? This is obviously the main character of Superbooth, and I've been looking for them in all of the videos after this point, and I didn't get any more sightings so far, but I love them. I want to know everything about what's going on there. I'm just like, whoa. Yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah, I just like, man, I love everything about this. Like, just like that's what I want more of at my synth shows. I think if we combine like an anime convention and a synthesizer convention, you know, we just had like a bunch of people in cosplay and then like a bunch of people making like weird sounds. It would be a complete and total sensory overload, but it might be a fun time. All the recent Make Noise Poly stuff, so much more interesting and approach to policy. Yeah. I really gotta say, it's just like, it feels a lot more fun. And also like the thing about a lot of it too is like you could use it for something other than like in the Make Noise system. And that's what Make Noise has always been good at. And Tony and all them have always been killer at designing good and usable stuff. Yeah, what are my other notes here? Instro is they made a new thing. We'll just pull it up here. Here, we'll look at it on the guy. Here, we'll just get down to Instro. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this. Electron just was like, yeah, we could put this on an overbridge on this thing. Like, okay, whatever. This Frap Tools thing, I heard, and it sounded really good. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Frap Tools is really cool. I didn't see a late prototype stage. Yeah, so I didn't see any like price on that guy, but Frap Tools is pretty solid. What was that? Humanizer. This guy here. Okay, so this looks pretty cool. The thing about it, oh man.
Welcome to this video on Seashell.
It's a 40-minute video.
An analog semi-modular standalone synth voice.
Okay, so this is the thing that I was like, oh my gosh, my guy is rocking the oldest MacBook Air I've ever seen. Look at that thing. Damn. Look at how tiny this is, like the MacBook Air 11-inch or something. Wow. Anyways, so it's just a little semi-modular system. But the thing that I thought was really cool is how immediate and awesome you just plug that thing right into your computer. Bam, you're rocking it. But he was bringing the audio through and everything too, and he was talking about, I think, the like DAC. Oh, Mako, he's dreaming. My dog is like right over there, and he's like dreaming and whistling. Yeah, a Vocaloid booth for my anime synthesizer convention would be so awesome. We'll have panels where people talk about, like, you know, the weird sounds they use and different animes. I somehow got 2 seltzers and they're both mostly full. So anyways, I thought this was really interesting and unique, and like honestly, I wanted to see more of this type of thing. After I saw the Electron, the analog heat, the second one was the one I think they really nailed down Overbridge on, and analog heat as the plugin is really sick. It's like really cool. If it wasn't like fucking $1,000, I would probably have one. Because you can just like drop it on an Ableton like channel and then just like immediately start running audio through. It's very slick. And so like when I saw this, I was kind of like, oh snap, I wonder if Instro is like, you know, doing all their like effects stuff. But then I was like, oh well, they would just do that in a program. But Yeah, analog synth plugs right on into the computer. You know, I think that's pretty cool. I'm into it. I want to see more stuff like it. And I mean, oh yeah, Coma's back. I don't even know if these guys oh nope, there it is. I've always been a fan of Coma. I think that their stuff is always slick looking and very fun. Yeah, the Instro Seashell is not for Novak, but the barrier for entry is really low. And that's another thing too, is that like that is pretty important. And that is a very important factor to keep in mind when like looking at all this stuff, is like, you know, how much do I need to get jumping with it, and how much get jumbling with it. And, you know, like, if I give this to like anybody, will they be able to have fun with it? Polymath looks really sick. It looks like a lot of fun. I've been having a hankering for Just Friends again. So yeah, look at this system now. Burn. It's pretty wild system we got going on here. Zepto mod. Yeah, no, that's another thing I didn't see, is the Pico. Erica Synths made a version of the Pico core, I believe. Let's see, Erica. Pico. Oh no, dang it. It was the Ecto core, I think. Pico Core XL. Why did that module look like a Chrono Trigger mod? I don't know. So it's Pico Core, but so this is the smaller version of the Infinite Digits. Oh gosh, why am I blanking on the name? I've wanted one for a while. So the Pico Core is the small one, and the Zepto Core is the bigger one. Is he still selling these? I think they were like $100. Color Nosh. Oh, $150. But what is it in aubergine? So it's still $150. What about crimson? It's still $150. Yeah, I definitely got to pick one of these up at some point. DIY. How hard is it to make? Oh, that looks insanely easy to build. It's $50 off if you build it yourself. What is it, like 40 solder points? You just got to put on the. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll just do that. Karma, is it an Arduino? It's not. Well, it might be. Here, wait, let's I think it's built on a Teensy, but this is the Zepto core, which is made by Infinite Digits.
This is the Zepto core, a handmade handheld sample player. This is the Zepto core, a handmade held handheld player. Sample.
It's kind of like a little it's just really cool. I don't know. This is what you do with it. Anyways, that's the Zepto core. It's been out for a while. This guy, Infinite Digits, Zach, this person, Infinite Digits, goes by Zach. They wait, no, I don't want to be at the tool. I want to be at Zach's website. They make a lot of cool stuff. And they also make a lot of the firmwares for the this website's not doing me any good. Tinker. They made a lot of this is like their blog. They made a bunch of really cool firmwares or softwares for the Gnome sound computer. What's it called? The Norns. They made like a bunch of like cool breakbeat things and a couple of they're just like really cool. They're a great programmer. Definitely if you are not they gotta fucking have a there it is. Look at me. I'm good at this. I'm good at this interneting. If you're not following this person, you go ahead and follow this person. They are constantly putting out cool things, and yeah, they made it into a Eurorack module, but I got the impression that they didn't have a whole lot of fun doing that, because I think they open sourced it and said they're not making any more. So yeah. Anyways, that was another thing that like I feel like I saw that last year at. Maybe it was NAMM, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, that's been a lot of the booth. That is super. Let's see if we missed anything here. Maneco Synth, Manifold Research Center. These guys, they've made some weird stuff. And boy, does this stuff look also weird. Lives between drum machine and processor. See, like, yeah, a lot of stuff like this I can like get excited about. Okay, yeah, here's another thing that is bordering on the like, okay, I need to see this in other people's hands using it pretty soon here, or I'm gonna like pretty quickly lose interest. This is the Menke Whimsical Wraps device, which is been in development for also maybe like 2-ish years, and yeah, I'm very interested on like how and what is all going on. They're trying to be incredibly poetic about it. Menke's got this other weird thing that I think is very concept. Somebody said it making sound machines had a bigger plinky. Did they? Somebody else, yeah. Karma said a lot of concept products, which is that is good. You know, we didn't even talk about this at all. Moog's new synth, which I saw the price, honestly. That's a lot of price. Like that's I thought it was going to be a little bit cheaper than that. I thought it was going to be closer to like 6, 7, you know what I mean? 900 feels like, I don't know, but I guess all right, here's my thing. The sub 25. Okay. These were frequently $1,200 my ass. I feel like, yeah, these were frequently on sale. The sub 25 for about why is it $1,900? Feel like they were regularly on sale for about $900 and I'm not like making a value judgment on this synth because I haven't like put my hands on it yet, but I'm looking at it and I know that the body is made out of plastic. I know there's like definitely a lot more, you know, in the like software, the firmware side going on here, a lot more, you know, control. There's more CV outs and everything, but the sub 25 was a very good looking synthesis. What do you mean 404 page not found? Geddy Lee Model T. So they're gone forever. Where's their legacy products? Oh my gosh. Where's their legacy products? They gotta have. Somebody's out there. What the fuck, dude? You're Moog. Why do you not have a page on your website that's like every synthesizer we've ever made? Let's celebrate our legacy. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Ugh. Yeah, I know it's not the same Moog, but like for it, like, dude, if I was an investor buying the arguably the most famous synthesizer company, I would put a page that just says legacy. Okay, not a Raspberry Pi Pico. I was okay. Well, you could just ask them. Yeah, that's just me. That's what I would do. The Moog knowledge base. Whatever. I don't need to prove my point here. The Sub 25 was, you know, it had the wood end cheeks, it had a metal frame, it was a nice, like the knobs were all of those like high quality Moog knobs and everything like that. You know, this looks fine. It looks cool. I do like the sounds that I'm hearing out of it. I just, you know, $900. I was like, whoa. I thought we were going for like a little bit more of a budget. Like I was thinking it was gonna be, it's made in America. Well, okay. I don't know. Here's my thing. Here, wait. Hold up. Okay, so this is the base station 2, right? We're looking at the base station 2. $579. We're opening Photoshop. Just stick with me here, okay? Where's a low-key, laid-back stream? Look at all my weird things that I make on Photoshop. Okay. All right, so we've got, oh my gosh. We've got the base station 2, right? Here it is. Woohoo! All right, so that's what that looks like, right? It's base station 2. All right, yeah, looking pretty good. I like the look of that. Okay. No. All right, you guys see where I'm going with this. Open image. All right, now we got. All right, so now we got. This thing. What is it called? The Messenger? Ooh, buddy. Looking like we copied notes in class here. Well, maybe not exactly, but yeah, I guess there's only so many ways you could put synths together. This has got more keys too. I don't know. When I was looking at them in my mind's eye, they looked a lot more similar. I was like, it's the same synthesizer because of the big filter knob. But yeah, no, okay. I take it back. They're different. They're different enough. Either way, I was a little taken aback at the price. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. USB-C. It's got it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else like big and major that was like blowing my mind. There's nothing left in my notes. Other than, is ADDAC crazy? Yeah. So I mean, if I was gonna give like grades, top marks to Erica Synths, top marks to Knobula, Future Sound Systems, Vermont, intellijel, you know, Cassiopeia 4-channel DC interface. Yeah, lots of cool stuff out there. I would definitely go check out this article on Perfect Circuit. They are always, you know, getting a bunch of stuff out there. Mo4. Oh yeah, wait. This thing was super sick cool. Did this video. This is one of the people who does a lot of work with Bastel. So this is like their kind of like cool rhythm.
Hi, this is Maciej Żurek and this is Diktat. It is my ADDAC sequencer that's focused on live recording triggers. I really like performing with or working with percussive sounds in my modular, and I wanted to make some device that will bring more control and immediacy to your rack. I'll try to cover as much as possible in this video, though there is more information to be found in the
check this out. This is very cool. It's kind of like you could like pop in triggers. You could do a lot of like kind of like key combo type fun stuff. Yeah. Here are the tools: break, shred, probability, crossfade. It's very, very cool looking. Super duper interested in that diktat. So yeah. Yeah, you know, I feel like there were a couple other interesting things, but the Novation, there's a funny thing from Novation. I had a new base station. You don't say. Oh yeah, the Oxy one. I feel like they kind of dropped this a little bit before Superbooth. Pretty much same thing. I'm just kidding. It's got way more tracks and a bunch of cool tips, little bells and whistles here. It comes in regular flavor too. You know, I like regular flavor. I saw this RYK thing, but it didn't make any sense to me. Quad channel Eurorack audio looper built for those to take eager to take creative liberties with time itself. I don't know. We'll have to investigate that one. There's still another day of Superbooth though. I'm feeling pretty much at the end of my my juice right here though. Rides the storm and nest. You know, there was one thing that I'm not seeing here, which was those Teenage Engineering made those in black. The Cuckoo showed some like stands. WMD's new thing looks really cool. I don't understand it yet. I didn't look too much into it. Cuckoo showed some stands in like one of his videos, his like walkthrough videos, that looked really, really good for the Electron stuff. Yeah, I want to see more of the Vermont sampler thing too. Yeah, it does look. It's did a Gorilla demo at the bar with some other random devs, stuff they won't tell you in the news. What are you doing over there, Mr. Bird? But yeah, Kuka here. I'll maybe just find the video. Because the stands looked really good, and I've been looking for like what's his name? EasyBot makes some stands that geez. This one. Okay. So
email. All right, face it. Your life is
I hate this guy. This guy comes and he's like, you haven't done all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, I have been doing that stuff, okay? I've been to the gym 4 times this week. Get out of my fucking face. My laundry's done. I hate you. I hate you so much, guy. Stupid commercial. He's like, you haven't been doing shit all day, have you? Let me find these cases. Or not these cases. They're like little risers, and I really, really, really liked the look of them. It's like, dude, you need to put a list of all this stuff. This is why I don't like these videos, is because, like, how could you even ever, if you saw something you liked, it's like, you got to just remember the name. Oh man, my internet's pooping the bed here. In this video somewhere, I'll put it in the Discord when I find out who he is. He also just like stops and like talks to people for like 30 times for like 10 minutes. It's like an hour and a half long video. It's such a ridiculous video, but I watched it, you guys. I watched it for you. In this video somewhere, he goes and he's like, sees these little stands and he's like, oh, I love these stands. They're really good stands. And then he doesn't say the name of them, but somebody will find the name. They looked great. They looked better than the EasyBot ones because they were made out of metal and they were like pedal board style where you could like, you know, get your cables in and going and everything. Because I don't just want necessarily to like lift up. Oh no. I don't really want to just like lift up the boxes so much all the time, as much as I kind of want to like just give them like a little tilt, which is why I use this thing all the time. These little like laptop stands. Teenage Engineering did have their fucking tables out. I still think I use these laptop stands for my gear all the time, but they're still kind of flimsy and they still kind of stink. But like these are great for like these little pods and stuff. Oh, like you get it, yeah. See, you get it like that, and then you got it. So now you got like just like this perfect little like ramp, you know. But the issue with this is that like now there's not enough room to go underneath. So like now you kind of like, dang. So like if you want to, if I have the Hapax here, I'll just explain all my problems to you guys. If I have the Hapax here, I can't like fit the wires to go underneath to go to the rest. So I'm like, Anyways, the stands that Cuckoo showed were perfect, and they were. I was like, that fixes all of my problems. I want to know more about you stands. And then he was like, well, they're cool, and then walked away. And I was like, no. Anyways. Is that what they're called? NOA stands? Yeah, you know what I should have done? Hold on, I should have look. Somebody, Carl Frank, he was smart, because what he did is he realized that I was still on the top-down camera, and then he realized that you can just go to superbooth.com. I don't know what that's going to do, actually. Okay, cool. But you could just go to exhibitors. Yeah, sure, whatever. And then we could even search. So he said it was NOA. And then we could just click on them. And we know that it's booth. Okay, well, I thought for sure that it would take me to their website. Let's see here. Yeah, buddy, these things, look at them. Oh, cool. Ooh, you see that? Oh, yeah, buddy. See, it's got that little bit of lift there. That is exactly what I want. That is perfect. Yeah. You see that? That is looking like what I want. That is exactly what I want, baby. Yeah, there was a little bit bigger one. $65. That's pretty. It's not bad for desktop production stand. I wonder what goes on there. Is that like for like two? Oh, could you fit like two? Yup. Wait, is $36? Oh, this is a different company. This is a different company. But also pretty good. What is this store? Music Store Professional? What the fuck is this store? What is this picture? As musicstore.com. This looks so fake. Well, I guess it's Music Store Professional in Cologne, the largest music store in Europe. Oh man, these. Yeah! What does he stand for though? German. Yeah, no, I've never shopped here. But yeah, you could just go look at all these sponsors they got. Gosh dang. You know who wasn't here? Behringer. What do you think would happen if Behringer showed up? Were they here? No, they couldn't have been there, right? What if they were and just like everybody ignored them. Nobody went by them. Nope, no Behringer. God, I wonder what would happen. No, everybody would probably be really nice and try to like make deals with them. I don't know. Actually, no. I take that back. Because they've straight up stolen a lot of the people who are here's fucking designs, like completely inappropriately stolen their designs, their very original designs, and have ripped them off. Maths comes to mind. I believe they have really just like jacked some IntelliGel designs too. I know there are others, but not a good look. Arturia. Was Arturia there this year? They definitely stole the key step. Anyways, okay. Well, that was 2 hours of Superbooth, and I hope that you guys got boofed well. I hope the boofing was great. Arturia. Yeah, you know, it was interesting that Moog was here. Yeah, and they've ripped the hell off of Moog too. The Crave and and Chaos. They stole the Batumi. Have they copied any innovation stuff yet? Have they ripped off any of the base station shit? Yeah, I imagine they would not be very popular, actually. I thought about that for more than like 15 seconds. And I was like, ooh. That would be bad. But what's she gonna do? Was Roland there this year? I don't think I saw anything. Yeah, no Roland. No Roland this year. I think they've had a small presence in the past, but I could be wrong. Yeah, well, I think tomorrow they do the half day, so it's probably oops. Oh, we're gonna have to cut that part of the feed. Mutable is obviously, well, they stole, Behringer stole the stuff, but Mutable is, yeah. Emily's got other things there. Or not. What did they've got other things they're dealing with. But okay, I think I'm tired and I gotta go to bed. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And you guys have a great rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out. Let's check the stats. Let's do the live read of the stats. OMG, over 150 beautiful people have come through here, and 19 all at once. At one point in time, there were 19 of you all here at the same time. How beautiful is that? Almost as beautiful as that truck that just went by. Well, okay. All right, everybody, I'm going to drink some protein, and then I'm going to go to bed. I hope you all had fun. We'll do this again sometime, probably real soon. We'll do it so soon. Everybody who came in and hung out in the chat, Ethos Annihilator, thanks for coming through. Mr. Bird, Karma, Woofy, Carl Frank, thanks for the scope with the stands. Novak, Woofy, Kevin. Oh, JB. I'm just reading everybody in the chat. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. And Ed, peace out. See you guys next time, okay?